Welcome back to Still in a Whole House Part 6. Backstory: they wanted to remain buried. December 1995. A month that should have held Christmas lights and family dinners. But instead, the whole story detonated. A child's diary, the kind with the little lock and big secrets, was found by her dad. Inside were things no child should ever have to write down. He went straight to the authorities. My grandfather was arrested for essay of a minor. Now here's where the adults in the room should have done their job. But nope. This family took a hard left into generational dysfunction. My grandmother, traumatized and conditioned by decades of domestic violence and alcoholism, wanted him released so she could question him. Dangerous doesn't even begin to describe it. But instead of protecting her, some of my uncles labeled a child a liar and bonded him out, and my grandfather did exactly what he always threatened he'd do if any victim ever exposed him. And exactly what he called to tell family members he was gonna do before doing it, yet they didn't believe him. He took my grandmother's life a couple weeks before Christmas 1995. He was arrested in December 1995 and convicted approximately 1 year later. But my uncle didn't waste any time. He moved in almost immediately after the murder arrest and orchestrated the 1996 property sale long before the conviction. End of debate, end of right, Slayer statute activated, probate required. Heirs should have been determined by law, not by my Uncle Jerry nor my grandfather's wants nor feelings. Under the Alabama Slayer statute, it should have been treated as if my grandfather died before my grandmother. My grandfather stripped of all rights and probate. But in 1996, my uncle, the only biological son of both my grandmother and grandfather, had a different idea. Instead of following the law, he decided to orchestrate a private sale of my grandparents' adjoining property. My grandparents had sold my parents half of their property over a decade before the murder so my parents could build their home next door. My parents chose to live close by to help protect my grandmother while everyone else moved away to start their own families. And nobody will ever know how many times my parents being right there saved their life up until the end of 1995. The parcel that my Uncle Jerry Albert Bryant targeted in 1996 was the other half, the half my grandparents kept. He hired a prominent law firm to draft a warranty deed before my parents even knew a sale was happening. He bypassed probate, which legally should have stripped my grandfather of all rights and ensured fair division of my grandmother's estate. This wasn't just forgetting paperwork. This was a murder case where probate wasn't optional, it was mandatory. Without probate, there is no inheritance. Without inheritance, there are no heirs. No heirs means nobody except my grandfather had legal authority to sign that deed. But my uncle, he put on his imaginary crown, signed and warranted it anyway, adding my grandmother's children as grantors, as if they had inherited something. Not my grandfather's children from his first marriage to a different woman, meaning he understood that they had no inheritance rights to begin with in 1996. Legally, they couldn't. Slayer statute means exactly what it says. The only legitimate grantor needed on that 1996 warranty deed was my grandfather, no one else. My uncle violated every warranty covenant he signed his name under. What he was supposed to do: probate the estate, disclose the murder conviction, follow the Alabama Slayer statute, ensure proper division of assets, protect the rights of the surviving children, avoid self-dealing and fraud. What he actually did: bypassed probate completely, broke every covenant in the warranty deed, added people as grantors who legally had no ownership, pretended heirs existed where none did, orchestrated a sale that benefited himself, set the stage for 2 decades of fraud, confusion, harassment, and chaos that would later hit me, my parents, and my children. He opened Pandora's deed box and then acted surprised when the demons crawled out. Fast forward almost 20 years, 2015. My aunt had lived in my parents' home for almost 2 decades. Whenever she felt like it, without paying rent or acquiring the legal owner's tuition, she abandoned the house for 2 years straight from 2013 to 2015. Nobody said a word. Family loyalty, right? Then my parents separated. My mother moved into her legally owned empty house, someone close by. Way too close, got nosy and started making phone calls on day 2 of my mom being there. My aunt's newlywed daughter dropped her off like she was returning a library book. They sat down. They agreed on splitting utilities. For a moment, it looked almost peaceful. Then my aunt took one private phone call and came back attacking with a list of things she couldn't possibly know because none of it happened. Accusations about entertaining men in the house in the first 48 hours of moving in. Really? False reports to police and the classic poor me, I have nowhere to go routine. My aunt actually came in after living somewhere else for 2 years and kicked the legal owner out instead of showing the same grace that she had been shown. What else would anybody supporting this behavior expect? Both of my parents decided to evict her in court, the legal way. This is where the plot thickened, and not in a cute Hallmark way. My uncle, the same one who orchestrated the 1996 property sale by owner to my parents, asked Gerald, my step-uncle from my grandfather's first marriage with 0 legal inheritance rights under Alabama law in the Slayer still, to gift his share of the property by quitclaim deed, a share he never had. Then the deceased step-uncle's children joined in, quit claiming imaginary inheritances using the eviction defense attorney to hand my aunt a stack of fraudulent deeds like it was Christmas morning without even so much as a title opinion. Gerald Bryan told us that he thought about it for only 1 hour, asked his wife what she thought instead of researching Alabama laws, instead of contacting my parents to hear their side of the story. She made the final decision based on her non-agreement with my mother's Facebook post while grieving the loss of her son, her granddaughter, and her marriage falling apart, and needed some quite peaceful time alone inside her own home to think and heal. She was handed hate, anger, and chaos by those she loved and thought that love was mutual. A photo of an online scammer alongside a separate photo of my mother used for both of my parents' little investigation to get more information that my daddy turned in with a best B. I was rumored to be her boyfriend on the side while being rubbed in my daddy's face, shaking my head, laughing my ass off. Instead of ignoring online scammers, my daddy was contacting the FBI, reporting them left and right. Even if the lies were true, that's no excuse to steal a whole house, not legally nor morally. If any of that BS were legal, we would all lose our homes and probably be placed in concentration camps. This is why we have laws in this country. This is why we have constitutional rights, the land of the free and home of the brave. But there's no freedom nor bravery in illegal legal decisions based on entitlement, gossip, and social media. It absolutely does not break chains, it creates them. During eviction court, my aunt didn't act like an owner. She didn't claim rights, she denied general allegations, something you only do when you have no ownership and no legal footing. A real owner says, "This is my house. I own interest in this house. I can leave for as long as I want. I deny all allegations. I demand strict proof of all allegations." My mother never lived with me for 2 years straight. Common sense 101. The judge dismissed the eviction without prejudice because it was filed in the wrong court. That means my parents were allowed to pursue ejectment in the correct court. She didn't win. She bought time. 2015 through 2024. Smear campaigns, harassment, trespassing, fraud, threats, manipulation, and a whole cast of characters living in denial. And the legal owner, my mother, didn't even find out about those 2015 fraudulent quitclaim deeds until after my dad passed away in 2020 thanks to a slip of the tongue, and then a call to the courthouse. And in the next episode of Delman, A Whole House, Part 7, I'm lifting the lid on the 9-year circus that followed. Because when people spend a decade screaming, "We own it," to everyone except the owners, isolating them from everyone who might tell through a smear campaign while filing fraudulent deeds in the shadows, they forget one thing. The truth takes longer, but it always shows up. And when it does, it doesn't knock. It walks right in the door like it owns the place. Like I have stated before. Because it does.